City. Welcome back to another episode of Speak Up. Thank you, Televida, for presenting this show today. Our guest today need a lot of recognition. I'm going to talk a little bit about her in a moment, but we're going to talk about the ecosystem, nonprofit organizations, and charity. So, nonprofit organizations play a vital role in building healthy communities by providing critical services that contribute to economic stability and mobility. So let's talk a little bit about how important is it that we have charitable organizations. What do they do and why do they do it? Historically, in the Black community, we have always given to one another. Our old villages, when we were a village, we didn't have to have a charitable organization because if someone needed something, the village made sure that they had it. But today, in today's world, we need it. And so I'd like to talk a little bit about my guest today. She's, more than a friend. Like most of my guests that I've talked to you about or brought to you has been friends. But this person right here is family. I can't explain it to you, so don't ask. I will say that she's a sister of mine and we love each other dearly. Her parents are my parents were her parents. Her in-laws are my in-laws. It's a whole big mess, but we'll tell you about it later. She doesn't really need an introduction. I know that Kansas City knows about giving hope and help. And Jessica McClellan is everywhere. She is doing the work that God has ordained her and missioned her to do. So without further ado, I want to introduce Jessica McClellan. And I'm going to ask Jessica to tell you a little bit about giving hope and help. Hey, Jessica.
Hey, sis.
Look at that smile.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being my sister. Thank you for all you do.
Oh,
wow. That's my word. And what makes it so special is that we're doing it together.
Absolutely.
And so we are making a difference. And I actually was just assigned, by God to found Giving Hope and Help. I always tell people that I'm not the CEO.
All right. Yes.
I'm not the chief executive operator. I am the founder and president.
All right.
I look to the higher power to be the chief.
All right. All right. Yes.
So, one of the things that we do, we initially started in 2013 with wanting to support those that have been affected by domestic violence by providing period products to them. Back in 2013, period poverty was not a buzzword. It was not talked about. But because of the things that I personally went through in my life, that's how Giving Hope and Help was born.
Okay.
And so I'm a survivor of sexual assault that I hid as a teenager for 20 years. And I'm also a survivor of domestic violence. And I had a heavy cycle. So I took those three things and Giving Hope and Help was born.
Wow.
I didn't really know exactly how I was going to support women, but I knew it was women. And then I looked at my own life and said, this is it. Yeah. And when I discovered that period products were truly needed in domestic violence places and places of refuge, wow. It was just a no-brainer for us to do that. So that's where we started. We have expanded from domestic violence shelters to natural disaster survivors. We just sent almost 12,000 pads to support people that have been affected in the war in Ukraine. We have supported the homeless community, girls' organizations, women's organizations. I say wherever there's a menstruator, there's a flow, and we want to ensure
absolutely
that everyone has this right of dignity.
Absolutely. And I do want to say, you and I have had conversations regarding this. Actually, I feel like I always tell people I feel really important because I played a tiny role in the logo and the name that you were blessed to have. But also, one of the things that people look at, we're going to talk about the Black community. And even though giving hope and help affects all communities, you also send period pads and products to Africa.
Absolutely.
That was really impressive. And that is part of the Black community.
Yes.
That so often is overlooked. And that's what I like about what you do. I'm going to, just briefly talk about charity is essential and therefore meant to be done for public benefit. So I want to make that clear that it's for public benefit. It doesn't have a race on it. Relief and to provide assistance to people at times of need in any part of the world, especially those who are in poverty, orphans by I got to skip back over, especially those who are victims of war, natural disaster, which you talked about, catastrophes, hunger. You don't think about, how there's people out here that are hungry.
Yes.
Disease, pandemic, poverty, and orphans. And we don't talk enough about orphans either. And that's also, I recall there was a time that you were supplying to homeless shelters for our teenagers who are somewhat orphaned.
Yes. Even
though they may have families, they have orphaned pretty much themselves because they're no longer in a household with their family. And you're supplying, it says that they supply food, shelter, medical aid, and other fundamental needs. And when we started talking, I remember you said fundamental needs. Back in the day, nobody even thought about a period product being a fundamental need. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. I mean, it's an item of dignity, and so many people don't have access to it.
Yeah.
And menstruators, and I try to say, menstruators, women, girls, mothers, single mothers, have to decide, am I going to buy this rotisserie chicken for my family? Or am I going to buy a box of pads or a box of tampons? Recently, I was watching 2 separate movies, and the mom, single mom in both movies, nothing to do with each other, were in the grocery store and did not have enough money for what they were buying. But they both put back. In one movie, it was a box of pads, and in the other movie, it was a box of tampons.
Get out of
This
here.
is in 2022.
Wow.
So what we're showing, even in the movies and in real world, that women have to decide, am I going to buy a box of dignity, or am I going to feed my family? We can easily solve this problem.
Right. Wow.
And that's what we want to do. We want to ensure that menstruators, no menstruator without period products must become a reality, period.
Yeah.
It must become a reality. And we should not have to choose that. We go to the public restroom and there's free toilet paper.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we should have these products readily accessible. And that is what Giving Hope and Help is about. We want to provide organizations, schools, public, private, nonprofit, for-profit. We want to advocate for the tax to be reduced and the products to be free.
Right.
Because this is a need.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a need.
Well, and it's also a health need.
It is a health need.
It's a health need. When we are using unhealthy methods for something that is natural for a woman,
yes,
it can cause severe health
reproductive issues.
Oh yes,
bacterial vaginosis, and now it's not a woman problem; it is a world health problem.
Yes,
and it can be solved.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know giving hope is giving hope and help, and I always forget the end. It's well known throughout the city. It's also known in Texas because
we are Texas Giving Hope and Help in Texas.
Texas Giving Hope and Help, and I want to say you did that in 2015.
We started it in 2015,
yes.
And we are registered in the state of Texas as Texas Giving Hope and Help. The pandemic has halted our annual event there, to support domestic violence shelters and places of refuge.
Yeah.
However, we have not stopped giving
That's right.
in Texas. So we give literally across the country and globe. And with the Africa arm of outreach, this is our 5th year
Wow.
that we are supporting girls with funding for reusable pads and panties with an organization called Smart Child Kenya.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
we
deep.
have, we have physically sent products to Cambodia, Haiti, the Bahamas. The list goes on and on. And
Yeah.
we really want to touch the world from the heart of America, Kansas City. We are
Yes.
in the heart of America.
Yes.
Our logo is a heart, and we love the world.
Right.
And so it's not just America. It is, we are all souls that can use some support.
Absolutely. So that segues into, there's so much more work to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, this is a bigger problem. And even though the reach that you have is great,
Mm-hmm.
there's still so much more work. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to throw this out at you, because people ask you and I all the time, you do so much. How do you do it all? But, when you're doing something for God, He always seems to provide, even if it's energy.
Absolutely.
Even if it's energy, we look at provisions as being food, shelter, transportation, but He provides even in energy. In the next 5 years, where would you like to see Giving Hope and Help be?
Well, certainly supporting as many people that we have been destined and ordained to support. So I don't have a limit on that. It's whatever God wants us to do.
Yes.
But I do want us to be more vocal with our domestic violence advocacy. I am a domestic violence advocate. We started Giving Hope and Help with supporting domestic violence survivors with period products, but I also do speaking about domestic violence and encouraging women and men to, leave your abuser, and how do you leave your abuser?
Yeah.
So that is a big topic, because that is a world health problem.
Yes.
Many women are killed by domestic violence. And it's not just women. I know the statistics are higher for women. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men are affected by domestic violence. So I see us being, more vocal about domestic violence advocacy, getting the period products free in the state of Missouri.
For free.
That is a work. That is work, but it can be done. And then also awarding more scholarships to underserved high school seniors and single parents, changing the trajectory of lives with education. We believe education is your passport out of poverty. And that is one of the things that we're doing with our Education is Your Passport program.
So we're going to get to that in a moment. I do want to talk about that, but I'm going to go back into, wouldn't it be amazing to have Giving Hope Help Kansas, Giving Hope Help California, Giving Hope Help New York, Giving Hope Help every state affiliates across the state. One of the largest events of the year is the Giving Hope and Help fundraiser, where organizations of all sizes, the Divine Nine sororities and fraternities are really supportive of this. And this is where you see a lot of men giving. And they bring tons of products to this event. And this event is around a special day. When is this event?
So I launched Giving Hope and Help in honor of my birthday, my Thanksgiving birthday. So it was called the Thanksgiving Birthday Give and Launch of Giving Hope and Help. And that was 10 years ago this November. This December 10th will be our 10th annual Feminine Hygiene Period Products Drive. And so the Divine Nine shows up, and corporations and other nonprofits. And so we've opened that event up, not just for Giving Hope and Help to showcase what we do, but at the last one in 2021, we had 25 nonprofits there showcasing what they do in the community. So it's all about collaboration, and it's all about showing what we can do together. And so that day, December 10th, 2021, we gave away $31,000 worth of period products to 8 domestic violence shelters and places of refuge that were present that day. So they left that day with their period products.
With the
And it
products.
holds them for a year. And if they need more, they call. And we also do underwear. And, women are so powerful.
Yes.
Women are so awesome. So you say period product drive, they're going to bring shampoo, lotion, they're going to bring it all.
Yeah,
They're going to bring it all. It's like, she needs this, she needs this.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we are able to support these places of refuge, the homeless community. We give out beautiful purses. I just got a huge donation last week of Michael Kors purses and Coach purses and Vera Badley, already filled with women items.
Yes.
So we give them to the homeless community when we see them. And it just brights up a woman's face. Like, who doesn't want a nice purse filled with everything they need, right?
Well, you know what? And whenever you're doing something right, it grows out of control. Because I remember
it's out of control.
I remember the very first one we did. It was in the library, in a room, in a small room, and I think we did it 2 years in the library. The second, we got a larger room. We got put out.
Yes, we did. We were a little loud.
And then you went to the hotel on the plaza, and so now you are going to be where this year?
Absolutely. So we have the date.
Okay.
So it is December the 10th, 2022. It is our 10th annual Feminine Hygiene Period Products Drive. We collect all things period.
Yes.
Pads, tampons, Diva cups, individually wrapped panty liners, individually wrapped feminine wipes, and brand new underwear in the package.
All right.
It's that simple. We also accept donations of any size to support our programming. We are looking for a venue that will hold 200 to 300 people.
Okay.
And we will have up to 35 nonprofits there showcasing what they do in the city.
Including my nonprofit.
Including your nonprofit. And so we want to have a place that is centrally located. We have been doing central locations since the beginning, and it works well.
Yeah.
Everyone that lives in Olathe, Overland Park, Blue Springs, wherever they live in the surrounding metro area, they're willing to come to the plaza area. They're willing to come to the city in a central location. So I'm going to be specific with my ask. If we can get a venue for a nonprofit, and when I say for a nonprofit, typically our venues have always been donated to us.
Yeah.
And so that is very important for us so that we can help build capacity and help give more to the community.
Okay, that's awesome. So let's segue into something else, because you were talking about building and having your reach and doing other things. Because, we started out with period products, but Jessica, you do a whole lot more than just period products now.
Right.
Let's talk about some of the other things that this organization has armed out to. I'll say you have other arms.
Yes. So 2015 was a big year for us. We launched in the state of Texas as Texas Giving Hope and Help.
Yes.
We launched our Love Bags for Cancer program.
Tell us about the Love Bags for Cancer.
Yes. So the Love Bags for Cancer is near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
I lost my niece to cancer. She battled, I always say this, like a girl. You know the saying, fight like a girl?
Yeah.
She fought like a girl, a woman, a boy, and a man.
Yes, she did.
And she fought for 6 years.
Yes.
And in 2015, she was still fighting. And I wanted to do something special for her because she was always in the hospital at holidays.
Yes.
And I said, Love Bags for Cancer. We can do that, and we can bless cancer patients that are hospitalized on 2 holidays that most people may forget about them.
Yeah.
And that's Valentine's and Mother's Day.
Right.
So she was able to support while she was still with us. 2 days after she was released from the hospital, she went back to that same unit and
I remember that.
delivered bags with
I remember
us
that. Yeah.
to cancer patients.
Yeah.
And so this is our 8th year delivering cancer bags to patients. Because of COVID, we had to pivot, but COVID didn't stop cancer, so it didn't stop us.
Yeah.
So we mailed gifts to cancer patients across the United States of America. And we are doing that again this year. But this year, 2022, 2 local hospitals have trusted Giving Hope and Help to physically come in and give the bags again to their cancer patients. So we did that for Valentine's Day. We didn't go in, but we gave the bags to the nurses and they gave them to the patients. For Mother's Day this year, we're physically going in next week, and we're going to hand deliver bags to women and men in honor of Mother's Day that are battling cancer. You may be a man, but you may have a mother, you may have a wife.
Yes.
So there's things in the bag for the man, there's things in the bag for the woman. And we will continue mailing the gifts across the United States of America. From 2015 to today,
Yes.
over 600 cancer patients have been blessed with our Love Bags for Cancer.
Yes.
And we give a portion of the proceeds to American Cancer Society and other local cancer nonprofits.
Yes.
So that's our Love Bags for Cancer.
So that's Love Bags for Cancer.
Yes.
But there's also, you're affecting the community even with our next generation. Education is something very dear in our family. It's it's not an option.
That's right.
It's not an option.
That's
in
right.
our village, you're going to go to school. But you're also given opportunities and working to make sure that we have opportunities for students that otherwise could not attend college. Would you tell us about your scholarship program?
Absolutely. We have a Education is Your Passport program.
Yeah.
Where we support pre-K through adult college students. And then our scholarship program is to benefit underserved high school students and single parents with college scholarships. But it starts before that. It's kind of like in my DNA. My great-grandfather started the first bus company in Shawnee, Johnson County, Kansas, because his own 5 Black children couldn't go to school there.
Wow.
In the county that he lived in.
Wow.
And they had to either walk or figure out how they were going to get to school from Johnson County to Wyandotte County, where they were accepted. Today, or back then, my grandfather started the bus company with his agricultural truck. He was a farmer, and threw the kids on the truck, took them to school. They passed 5 white high schools before they were able to get to Sumner Academy, where they were accepted. My grandfather graduated from Sumner Academy in KCK. So the determination for education is in my DNA. When I started the scholarship program, that didn't come to mind. I grew up around a fleet of 14 buses at my grandparents' house all the time. My father started driving the bus at 16. So this was because they knew that education was your passport to get out of poverty.
Yeah.
Today, full circle, the scholarship program of Giving Hope and Help supports scholars at the very same schools that my grandfather and my great-grandfather and my uncles and my one aunt and my dad drove the bus to these schools. So it's like full circle.
Yeah.
So the McCallum Bus Company, our legacy is from slavery to school buses, to scholarships, to service to all mankind.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I know this story, and every time I hear it, it's still a wow. You think about why is this important? Why is it important to our ecosystem? How does it help? Last week, a couple of weeks ago on our show, I had the faith and community collaboration and why it was important and why faith, is the foundation. And Imam Bilal Muhammad, he corrected me in our culture. Our language wouldn't say ecosystem; we would say village. And so we are trying now to rebuild our village, get back to where we are supporting one another and helping one another. And when we look at today with the violence in our teen community and in our communities, period, it is important for organizations like yours that go the extra mile, that your mission is pure. What you want to do is about the community.
Absolutely.
I just really want you to tell us how can we, organizations, anyone listening out here, how can they participate, sponsor, be a part of helping your mission to continue to grow and to help with the building of our village?
So glad you asked.
Yeah.
So the name of the organization is Giving Hope and Help. Everyone can participate.
Absolutely.
When you're at church and they say, it's offering time, everyone can participate.
Right.
Everyone can participate, meaning that we have many ways that you can support our mission. One is to follow us on social media, share what we do, connect us with other nonprofits. We want to collaborate So many have their own mission and stick to just their mission, and it's a tunnel vision. We believe that we are better together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you say we're everywhere.
Yeah.
Because when I founded Giving Hope and Help, my whole mission was to partner with other people, to bless more people, to inspire more people. It's not just my 3 arms of outreach. We tap into all different types of
Right.
arms of outreach
Yes.
with other organizations,
Yes.
because everywhere there's a woman, there's a flow. Everywhere
Yeah.
there's an administrator, there's a flow.
Yeah.
1 in 3 women have been abused. Everyone needs an education. And 1 in 3 or 4 people are battling cancer.
Yes.
So we are everywhere because we are touching people in all different types of areas of need.
Yeah.
So you can go to our website and learn so much more about us. And you can make a donation of any size, but we are asking people to be a monthly donor of just $5.
Okay.
You won't miss $5.
Right.
Cheaper than a cup of coffee.
Right.
From Starbucks anyway,
Starbucks,
or
right.
or
Don't go to McDonald's.
right, wherever you go for your coffee. We are asking people to support us. We are not asking to make $100 a month or $50 a month or $19. We're asking for $5 a month for you to become a committed difference maker donor. Once you set that up on our website, you'll set it up and forget it.
Yeah.
You won't even think about it again.
Right.
But it will help us touch the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's many more ways that you can help, and we have information on our website how you can be a part of the dream team for any of the arms of outreach. You might say, well, I want to be a part of the cancer, I want to be part of the education, I want to be part of the period poverty, domestic violence, whatever it may be. We welcome you to join hands with us to change the world.
Okay. Well, today I know we could talk all day about this, and it's about time for us to start winding down.
Already?
I know things happen. I first want to thank you for the amazing work you do.
Thank you.
Jessica, I know I've loaded my car up.
Yes, you have.
I've helped you pack. I've helped you bag, and it's relentless. But it's a selfless job.
Yeah.
Because you're an educated woman.
Yeah.
You could go and work for someone and make 6 figures and live this lavish life, but you choose to do this work, and God bless you for it.
Thank you.
I encourage everyone, if you don't know, which is you're living under a rock, but if you don't know about Giving Hope and Help, go out and find them. Search the website.
Giving Hope and Help.
All you got to do is go to Google. Everybody has a smartphone. Google it, and it will take you. And if you have any type of Facebook, friend them. Make them a group, and you will get all the information you need. Jessica, your contribution matters, and more than anything, I want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your contribution. And thank you for agreeing to be on Speak Up. We're going to have you back again. We definitely want to continue the conversation about being collaborative in our community. On our next episode, though, I know we've been waiting for this, a tale of 2 cities. We'll have 2 mayors. We'll have the mayor of Kansas City, Missouri, Mayor Quentin Lucas, and we will have the mayor of the Wyandotte Unified Government Wyandotte, Mayor Tyrone Garner. And we're going to talk about bridging the gap between 2 Kansas cities and how the collaboration will work. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you next time on Televida. Look for us. Speak Up, Televida, every week. Thanks again for coming, and I'll see you next week.